I'm Julie Bogart. I'm a homeschool mom with 5 grown kids, and I'm the owner of a company called Brave Writer, a program that teaches language arts and writing to kids between the ages of 5 and 18. I discovered a long time ago that the writing life thrives when we are saturated in a language-rich environment. Kids grow their vocabularies and their moral imaginations when they are introduced to quality literature, plays, films, and music. One of the most powerful sources of language in our culture is poetry, yet most people are afraid of it. Poetry has been stripped of its magical properties, often by classroom instruction. Yet poetry has the potential to be delightful and funny, sentimental and powerful if given half a chance. When my kids were young, I discovered that one of the best ways to create powerful learning was to pair challenging subject matter with tea and snacks. When Johanna was 8, I introduced her to Shakespeare by this method. We laid a pretty table complete with candles, a whimsical centerpiece, scones, and a steaming British teapot. I read to Johanna while she ate her cup of yogurt and sipped her tea. That first tea time launched a love of Shakespeare and set a practice in motion that we continued most weeks of my family's life. Once we tackled Shakespeare, I realized that poetry would benefit from a similar treatment, and thus began our family practice of poetry tea time. I invite you to try it. Here's how. First, gather a collection of poetry books. You might have them at home or you may find them at the library. Next, set the table. Kids love to help. They can light candles or collect natural items from the yard, like a bit of bark with moss on it or a pine cone. Set each place with a teacup or mug, a small plate, and napkin. Make a treat to share: scones, muffins, cookies, or something as simple as apple slices and cinnamon toast. Boil water, steep tea. If your kids don't like tea, that's okay. Orange juice or hot chocolate or any other beverage can be served. Once the tea is ready, pour out for each child. Now pass out the books. Each of your kids will pick a poem to read aloud. Kids who don't read yet can pick a poem by photo or illustration and let the parent read it aloud instead. And you get to pick a poem to read and share too. When the poetry reading is finished, enjoy the tea and treats. No analysis needed. The goal is to simply enjoy this respite in the morning or afternoon together, taking in the lovely language of poetry. I often call poetry tea time the gateway drug to a language-rich lifestyle. My adult kids always want to have tea times when they come home, and they are actively involved either reading or writing poetry as adults. If you enter this practice with joy and trust, I expect you may have similar results. Today, thousands of families have enjoyed poetry tea times. Many share their images on Instagram with the hashtag #PoetryTeaTime. I hope you will too. Please check our website for all kinds of suggestions that will enrich your poetry tea time experiences. You can download our free Quick Start Guide to Poetry Tea Time now. I look forward to hearing about your poetry tea times soon.